In this video, I'm going to talk about this particular question from the redox chapter. The overall equation for the titration is as shown here. Which reactant, acidified potassium manganate 7 or iron 2 sulfate, is the oxidizing agent and which is the reducing agent? Explain your answer. Now, as you know, potassium manganate 7, the chemical formula is KMnO4. And over here, there is an MnO4 minus. So this ion must be from potassium manganate 7. And iron 2 sulfate, the chemical formula is FeSO4, and there is a Fe2 plus here. So this ion must be from the iron 2 sulfate. So which one is the oxidizing agent and which one is the reducing agent? Now, as you know, oxidizing agent, two things must happen to oxidizing agent. All oxidizing agent either oxidizes a substance or it itself is reduced. Okay, so you have to, so when it comes to explanation, you need to explain only one. So you choose whether or not you want to explain the oxidizing agent from the perspective of oxidizing a substance, or you can also explain from the perspective of itself. That means the oxidizing agent itself is reduced. And likewise for reducing agent, it reduces another substance and it itself is oxidized. So you only choose one of this perspective in order to explain. Now, first of all, which substance is oxidizing agent? Now, let's look at MnO4 minus. Now, what happened to it is MnO4 minus, it will become Mn2 plus. So you have to find out the oxidation state of Mn in MnO4 minus and find out the oxidation state of Mn in Mn2 plus. Now, the oxidation state of Mn in Mn2 plus Mn2 plus must be plus 2, because oxidation state is the same as the charge, except that the sign must come first, so the plus must come first. How about MnO4 minus? Now, you know that MnO4 minus, the whole thing, the oxidation state is actually minus 1 because of the charge here, minus 1. This minus 1 is the charge for the entire MnO4. We want to find out the oxidation state of Mn. So it's Mn plus, there are 4 oxygen. Each oxygen, the oxidation state is minus 2. Okay, and then if you work it out, you can find out that Mn is minus 2, this is minus 8. So shift to the other side, become plus 8. So Mn, the oxidation state is plus 7. So plus 7 to become plus 2. Okay, this is plus 7, plus 2. So itself is reduced. It is a decrease or reduction in oxidation state. Okay, it is a decrease in oxidation state. That means it is a reduction. So MnO4 minus itself is reduced. So if we check the definition here, we can see that itself is reduced. It must be an oxidizing agent. So MnO4 minus, it is an oxidizing. It is an oxidizing agent because itself is being reduced. Now, how about Fe2 plus? Fe2 plus will become Fe3 plus. Oxidation state for Fe2 plus, plus 2. Oxidation state for Fe3 plus, plus 2, plus 3. So itself is oxidized, which means that, okay, itself is oxidized, so it must be a reducing agent. So iron 2 sulfate must be a reducing agent. Okay, so potassium manganate 7 is an oxidizing agent. Iron 2 sulfate is a reducing agent. Now, so when it comes to explanation, you have to explain all this. Now, let's look at the proper explanation. Now, first of all, okay, acidified potassium manganate 7, it is an oxidizing agent. That would explain the first part of the question. Then how about the second part? How to explain that it is an oxidizing agent? Now, because, so either one of these two. This answer here, the first part, this one actually explain from the perspective that it oxidizes another substance. This answer explain from the perspective that it itself is reduced. Okay, so you can say it oxidizes Fe2 plus to Fe3 plus, because that means you're trying to explain why Fe2 plus to Fe3 plus is an oxidation. So because the oxidation state of Fe increases from plus 2 in Fe2 plus to plus 3 in Fe3 plus. Okay, so first thing is you must explain that what substance does it oxidize, and then why is this an oxidation? Why is this an oxidation process? By explaining the oxidation state. So you have to explain that the oxidation state increases from how many in what to how many in what. If you want to explain it from the perspective that potassium manganese 7 itself is being reduced, then the explanation will be like this: MnO4 minus is reduced to Mn2 plus because the oxidation state of Mn decreases from plus 7 in MnO4 minus to plus 2 in Mn2 plus. Okay, so either one. So first part of the answer to identify which is the oxidizing agent. Second part of the answer to explain why is it an oxidizing agent, either from the perspective that of it oxidizes another substance, or from the perspective of it itself is being reduced. And likewise for the reducing agent, identify what is the reducing agent, then after that explain. It reduces MnO4 minus to Mn2 plus because the oxidation state of Mn decreases from plus 7 in MnO4 minus to plus 2 in Mn2 plus. Or you can explain from the perspective that it itself is being oxidized, Fe2 plus. So if you can see here, this answer is the same as this, and this answer is the same as this. Okay, now let's look at what some of the answers by some of your friends, and try to spot the shortcoming in their answers. Let's look at this. Okay, so the first part of the answer, identify your classmate identify already. Potassium manganese 7 is the oxidizing agent. Let's look at the explanation. The oxidation state of MnO4 decreases by 5. You don't need to tell me the oxidation state decreases by how many. No need to tell me. Okay, decreases from plus 7. Oxidation state of MnO4. Oxidation state of MnO4 is basically the same as the charge, which is minus 1. Okay, so it is not plus 7. It should be the oxidation state of Mn in MnO4 minus is plus 7 to plus 2 in Mn2 plus. And you didn't explain also, you didn't mention whether or not this is a oxidation or reduction. You only say the oxidation state change. So what? Is it an oxidation or is it a reduction? So you didn't tell me that. And for the second part, iron 2 sulfate is the reducing agent. Okay, that is correct. And then the oxidation state of Fe2 plus increased by 1. Also no need to tell me this. From plus 2 in Fe2 plus to plus 3 in Fe3 plus. Again, you didn't tell me that if there is an increase in oxidation state, is it a oxidation or is it a reduction? So you didn't tell me. Okay, that is why this answer is wrong. Now let's look at another answer. Okay, this answer, you can see acidified potassium manganese 7 is the oxidizing agent, whereas iron 2 sulfate is the reducing agent. Correct, perfect. Acidified potassium manganese 7 oxidizes. So you're telling me that it oxidizes Fe2 plus to Fe3 plus. Okay, That is actually the job of an oxidizing agent, which is to oxidize another substance. And then you explain to me, why is this change an oxidation process? Because the oxidation state of Fe increases from +2 in Fe2 plus to +3 in Fe3 plus. Perfect. Whereas iron 2 sulfate reduces MnO4 minus to Mn2 plus. You didn't only say that it is a reduction. You explain to me, why is this a reduction? See, this part actually explains why is it a reduction. Because the oxidation state of Mn decreases from +7 in where to +2 in where. That is why I give you a good. So you explain everything to me. Okay? Let's look at another answer. This one. See, spell also spell wrong. Give you the spelling. Spell also spell wrong. So this kind of careless mistake you need to avoid. Now again, acidified potassium manganate. What is this? Question asks you which one is oxidizing agent, which one is reducing agent. You just state the name of the chemical without telling me whether it's reducing or oxidizing agent. And then let's look at your explanation. The oxidation state of iron in Fe2 plus increased from +2 to +3 in Fe3 plus. Fine. But what is this? Is it an oxidizing agent? Is it an oxidation or reduction? Never tell me. And then the rest also. Never tell me. You only explain to me that the oxidation change from, the oxidation state increase from this much to that much, or decrease from this much to that much, but you didn't say that it is reduced, it is a reduction or oxidation. Now same for this answer. Also, oxidation state of iron in Fe2 plus increase from +2 to +3 in Fe. Yes, I know. +2 to +3 is an increase, but what does it mean? Oxidation or reduction? Didn't tell me. So likewise for here. So you can see the type of mistake, it's very similar. And this is a complete answer. So when you explain oxidation state, when you explain whether or not the substance is an oxidizing agent or reducing agent, make sure you have all the different components.